Danielle Cook, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with the Cook Sisters, brought to you by the United States Botanic Garden. We're very happy to be with you regularly to offer online cooking demonstrations and home garden tips. Welcome to fall. You can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it in the air. It's time for canning and pickling and winter squash. And we have some amazing heirloom varieties to work with today. And we'll also pay a visit to the other cook sister, Adrienne, who's going to talk to us about storing and keeping winter squash. So let's get started. There's a magnificent array of culinary heirloom winter squash you can find at your local market. This is a Jarrahdale, which originated in New Zealand and Australia, perfect for pies, stews, and purees or decoration. This Musc de Provence, also known as a fairy tale pumpkin, originated in France and is one of the only hard squash that can be consumed raw. And then there's butternut and honey nut, a smaller version, and delicata, which is, well, delicate. The Marina di Chioggia, one of the best culinary pumpkins originating in Italy, used in risotto, pasta, and soups. These culinary squash have more flesh, they're less stringy, and they have a smaller seed bed than the pumpkins you carve for Halloween. And then there's the peanut pumpkin, which originated in France. These lumpy, peanut-like outer crust is actually sugar bumps. The more the bumps, the sweeter the pumpkin. And we're using it today. Whichever you choose, these thick-skinned squash can be a challenge to cut, so I need a little elevation and a big knife. Despite its daunting appearance, this squash is actually easier to cut than you would think. You can use this squash in pies or as you would a butternut. I've never used a peanut pumpkin before, so we'll see how it goes. Once they're cut, line them on your cookie sheet and drizzle with a little oil and a little salt. They'll go into a 425-degree oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. While the squash is cooking, prepare your buttered pistachio topping. Melt 4 tablespoons of butter and cook, swirling occasionally until the butter has browned and started to foam, about 5 minutes. Then remove from the heat and add your seasonings. And add the pistachios. Check on your squash after 20 minutes and flip them over. Let them cook another 15 to 20 minutes until they're caramelized and tender. And now for the lemon yogurt sauce. A cup of yogurt followed by the zest of 1 lemon and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and some salt. Okay, let's have a look at our peanut squash. It's time to plate the dish. A little yogurt sauce, followed by your squash, followed by a hearty heap of our spiced buttered pistachios. And now let's head over to Adrienne and see how to select and store these beautiful winter squash.
Hi, I'm Adrienne. I'm at Walker's Farm Stand in Little Compton, Rhode Island. And I'm going to be talking today about how to keep winter squash so it stays fresh long through the winter months.
Go for the variety and color you like.
Pick squash that are fairly heavy for the size and try to avoid blemishes and soft spots, especially soft spots. Look for squash that have stems firmly attached. If the stem pops off, that space can begin rotting. We're back from the market with 2 green curries, a red curry, a butternut, some acorn squash, and some delicata. Wash and dry your squash before you store it. You can provide extra protection by wrapping it in newspaper. Put them on a shelf in a cool, dry location like a garage or a basement. Most of these squash are actually great candidates for long-term storage, 3 months or so through the winter, except the delicata. You want to use those up in about 2 weeks. Why? Because they're delicate. Join me next week when I'll be back in my garden to talk about greens.